In the first 4 seasons of Fargo, we have had falling fish from the sky, a UFO visit, an immortal Jew, and now zombies. Trying to make sense of all that is absolutely mind-boggling. I mean, the aliens dropped the fish. That much is obvious, but how does the Jew fit into all this?
I walked in the shadow of death, left the fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Fargo series. This is episode 5 of season 4 and it is called The Birthplace of Civilization. Last episode. I'm not gonna keep talking about it non-stop, but yes, again, I swear we saw zombies last episode. First in the opening scene with the daughter opening the door into the hallway and seeing a zombie just sat on the stairwell. And then later on, when those other 2 women were cleaning the banknotes, again, she envisioned a man coming out the bathtub and brushing past her. We didn't see his face, but it was definitely another supernatural thing. And at the same time, the other woman's bedsheet was getting pulled back without anyone pulling it back, like we're talking poltergeists. So yeah, no idea exactly what this show is implying quite yet, but there is definitely weird shit going on all over the place. Nurse Mayflower was choke fucking. That's about it. And okay, the last episode was the first time I kinda liked that actor's portrayal of this Don, because even though he comes across as such a soft touch and a guy that genuinely was not even raised by a mafia, when Super Mario pressed him, he pulled his gun and fired warning shots. And you know, that's all you can do if someone is testing your position. Let them know that if they do that again, it's death, and that's what he did. So, you know, that's what you're supposed to do. And I enjoyed that he did what he was supposed to do. And I almost forgot, the father got the money back off the 2 women from the robbery to pay back Chris Rock, brought it round. Within 2 minutes, Chris Rock smelt it, knew there was vomit on the notes, which he had told the woman who had robbed him was vomiting, and he knows where the dad got the money. So this episode might be real rough for the mortician. Regardless, I feel like this season is genuinely picking up now, and barring any other strange ass decisions, I'm hoping that this just goes on an upward incline from here. And most people that didn't like this season were put off by the first 3 episodes. So yeah, without further ado, this is episode 4 of season 5 of Fargo, The Birthplace of Civilization. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it.
Take Irish.
I forgot that it was Irish that was actually tasked with pulling the trigger, and it was just when he hesitated the other guy fired the shot. That's so douchey, man. He's never been one of them. They'd be so happy just to see him take a bullet for something they wanted to happen. Like, truly, think about it. Which member of the mafia treats Irish like he's one of them? I'd have loved to have gone to a jazz or a blues club at the height of it. You know, these smoky jazz and blues clubs you see in the movies. They just look so chilled. There must still be clubs like this somewhere in the world. Like, surely New York's still got a poppin' jazz or blues club somewhere or something. It's just not something you ever see in Scotland, really. Or at least I haven't. It's not even my type of music, but it's the fucking vibe of it. You know, in a club, it works really well for like some chilled, smooth, cool shit to like sit and chat to people to. Don't get it confused. Anybody that listens to this in a car, for example, is a fucking psycho.
We gotta go!
And that'll be cops just making arrests at black clubs on behalf of the mafia's orders. Oh shit! Are they scorpions? Or some, like, different magazine MP40s or something? They're definitely what you would call a pipe machine gun.
We going to war with the Itais?
Depends.
Was that the remnants of the Irish mafia he was given weapons to there? Why do I feel like this season is going to finish full circle with one of these crews he's currently arming up just coming back and wiping them all out with their own firearms? Because guns win a war in organised crime. Like, that's how the Russians took over the red light district in Amsterdam. Used to be a bunch of little Amsterdam organised crime syndicates, and then the Russians came in there with ex-military grade AK-47 Kalashnikovs, and yeah, I think they proved to be the more dominant pimps. Generally, if a pimp has military weaponry, he wins the race.
You boys are breaking the law.
What law?
Having too many teeth.
What a dick! Fucking hell. Oh man, I really don't like watching this corrupt shit.
What's my money bag doing here on the floor? Gotta put this back in the car.
Oh, so he is super corrupt, this guy.
I heard about you.
I bet everyone's heard about him, to be fair.
I was in the war. Minesweeper. Every day,
That's awesome, we're getting a bit of his backstory.
a lot of turnover in Otis's unit. Boom, there goes Sammy. Boom, there goes Mike.
I don't know if I'd be fucking with a guy to this extent while he's got a revolver at my face, but you know, Chris Rock things, that's why he got slapped.
Did you clear this field? And Otis says, yes, sir. See?
I clear.
Holy shit, Chris Rock has made sure somebody did some intel on this guy. He is digging into his soul.
Get him out of here.
Come on. Not him.
Get them all out.
He fucking broke him with that speech, didn't he? He's clearly a very tortured soul, but I do not like how he's became just so corrupt.
Why would I fight for a country that wants me dead? Boom!
I'm loving that Chris Rock is able to fuck with him like this. Wasn't expecting the scene to start or end like that. I knew this guy was, you know, a little bit willing to work with the organised crime families in the first few episodes, but I didn't realise he was just straight up an agent for the mafia, prepared to, you know, fuck over the other crime family kind of thing. That's not a guy who's just a little bit, you know, giving the crime families leeway. That's a guy who's in the pocket of the mafia. Okay, you get a green light on killing this one just because he's annoying, alright? You get one.
Lights out. Big day tomorrow.
What?
Your birthday. Don't tell me you forgot.
You know, I was thinking about the zombie thing all week, day and night, with no sleep for 7 days. But no, I was thinking about it while I was editing it, and I was like, is that meant to be her dad in zombie form? Was that who she saw? Like, did she envision her dad as a zombie on the stairwell? Was that what she saw?
Well, and she is a nurse. But it's not something she should be keeping around the house. Lights out now, okay?
This whole season feels like a little game of cat and mouse between Nurse Mayflower and this girl and the two women who were temporarily staying at this house as to like, is she going to hurt them first or are they going to get to the bottom of how evil she is first?
She's at a residential hotel downtown. Hold up, the New Perry or some such. Don't you even think of going down there, you hear me?
She's going down there.
Not to mention, I think she might have poisoned that pie she baked us. Anyway.
So he already knows that she may have poisoned the pie. Why aren't they going over there and dealing with her? So strange that he's so passive about that situation, but at least he gave her the advice to stay away from her because yeah, that scene in episode 1 when she came round her house and inspected her skin and all that shit. I'm surprised the father didn't just cock a shotgun to her head in that scene. So at least he's now giving his daughter the correct advice.
I should bring certain actions of hers to your attention. Many of Nurse Mayflower's patients have died under mysterious circumstances.
Yes, I'm so happy she's writing this. What in the hell is that? Oh, really? Is he reusing a teabag a second time now? Jesus Christ, Irish. Is that how bad they're treating you in the mafia, man? Ask for a new teabag, bro.
Gaetano, this thing's rightly sorted. There's no war to fight. He'll go home.
So he's planning to use his police connections to make Gaetano have to go home due to police pressure instead? It seems like a really snitchy way to deal with a situation. But I guess if you've got a corrupt cop who's in your pocket and he's making the arrest, it becomes non-snitchy again?
Train's gonna pull in next week. 10, 20 guys from the old country. Thought we could use the help, he'll say, your brother. But make no mistake, those are his men.
Shit, that would be interesting if Gaetano brings over a huge amount of reinforcements from Italy. That was such a good point by Irish. I feel like that is an elephant in the room, actually. If Gaetano has the power to just say, you know what, I'm going to bring over like 25 guys and just take over this whole syndicate, they kind of need to deal with him ASAP. I don't like that I know his name's Gaetano now. I've always wanted an alternate universe where Mario joined the mafia.
When the shooting starts, we vanish.
Irish actually cares about Chris Rock's son. He treats him like family because he can connect to him so much in the situation. He was him when he was a kid. I know you've had a few days of being under the weather, but that was not fucking welcoming whatsoever.
What you thought I forgot? Shit, I wish I could be with y'all to celebrate. Eat me some cake.
Cake?
But this gonna have to do.
I love this woman's character now that she actually, kept her word and gave the dad the money back. And also, my ideal scenario with Nurse Mayflower this season would actually be for her to meet, two more dangerous females. I would love to see these two women kill Nurse Mayflower before the end of this season.
What would you do if you saw something wrong? Something you could fix?
Nothing.
If she keeps this vague, her aunt is going to give her terrible advice. If she says one sentence about Nurse Mayflower, the aunt's going to be like, tell me this whole story.
The outlaw, on the other hand, ain't nothing organized about our crime, because our crime is freedom.
Don't try and paint an outlaw in such a nice fashion. All that really translates to is that you are prepared to rob criminal organizations and banks alike.
Then which are you? A convict or a square?
I'm not either one of those things.
Don't lie, you're a little bit of a square. You speak French and you're an amateur detective.
I'm handling it.
Same way you're handling your other son lives in an attic with an Irishman.
Come on now, we talked about that.
It's strange that Chris Rock never pulled up the mafia about that. If I had heard that about my son, I'd have been like, we have your son sitting at the table. We treat him like an equal. This was supposed to be a trade to keep the peace, so why the fuck do you have my son up in the attic like he's Quasimodo?
I'm handling it.
Oh, you handling it. Well, send a letter to the Pope.
I don't think the Pope will be able to get involved and do much about... Oh, you were being sarcastic.
You like the view from your room? Your fancy blankets? Where do you think all that comes from?
She had nothing to say about that. You keep knitting and keep your fucking mouth shut if you want that wool money.
Acting like I'm the villain, when all I do is fight for this family.
Unless he lied to his wife when she was young and fell in love with him. She knew the type of guy he was and the type of organization he was running, when she had children with him, married him, etc. You can't just double back now that your son's getting involved in the life. It's the nature of the beast. And yeah, it was a bit of a rough speech he gave her there, but he made a fair point. He is providing for everyone. It's not like he lied to her. If she's shocked by what's happening right now, she's been lying to herself.
Boss's son. Underage, neck deep in liquor and syphilis.
He wasn't doing anything that bad. He was hanging about in a fucking jazz club. Well, jazz clubs renowned for their rates of syphilis or something. I don't like this. What is this shit? What are they fucking doing, man?
Bag in a box, huh?
So this is how corrupt it is. The mafia can just walk into a police station and talk to people through a holding cell.
The guy with the gat.
Yeah, that's exactly how I thought this scene was going to go. At least they mimed it still, so I'm not fully let down.
Society looks at me, they see a fella that's using crime to get ahead. But you, all they see is crime.
Such a shame that that's the way the boss sees this, because they're both in the same boat, realistically, being looked down upon by a certain pocket of American society. So for him to side with that pocket of society and act like he's not in the same boat as Chris Rock's crew, I don't know how I feel about that.
Tell him I'll keep the boy safe. No matter what.
Fucking hell, that's so tense, man. I believe Irish as well. I think Irish will look after this kid until his dying breath. I think he genuinely loves that kid now. But from what we've seen, it's Chris Rock's crew and the crews he's arming which have the firepower just now. I haven't seen the mafia with no Springfield rifles and pipe machine guns.
Well, I have me clearing landmines. Well, on account I'm real precise. You get a system, never vary.
This is such an interestingly written character with his current personality traits mixed with his backstory. So well written.
Clouds look different over there.
Different how?
I don't know, French, I guess.
Goddamn French clouds.
Just, I had a vision last night, is all. Well, I'll say my prayers.
Of course he did.
I'll let you know if anything comes out of my day.
You do that.
What I'm curious about with this character is, does he want friendship with anyone? He doesn't seem to have a single real friend, and also seems to prefer isolation. Is that another part of his character that we've just not explored fully yet? Or just that I haven't thought about yet, and that he's an introvert as well as all these other personality traits? I've forgotten the character's name again already, but I'm happy to say Super Mario's dancing. Oh shit! I was just about to say, he's very lucky this isn't season 2 of Fargo, or he'd have slipped on his ass, but no, he took that small pocket of snow that was still left available and made the most of it, goddammit.
It's funny, yeah? Like Charlie Chaplin.
That was a surprisingly good little Charlie Chaplin waddle as well. Again, strange choice though, when you think about it, really. They're trying to build this guy up to be a formidable enemy in the Mafia family this season, and then they've made him just slip on his ass like a Three Stooges sketch. Did Noah Hawley think, you know what, this season, I'm gonna take all the worst bits from all different eras of comedy and pepper it throughout the season? Fart jokes, people slipping on their ass when they're supposed to be badasses, it'll be great. No, it won't. I would have felt way different about Lorne Malvo if in episode 4 of season 1 he had slipped on a banana peel and went face first into a fucking cream pie.
Coffee.
That's what you call this?
Yeah, with, it looks like milk and sugar.
Shop workers always get treated like shit off the Mafia in media. You can see it in Goodfellas, you can see it in The Sopranos. This guy's next on the list.
In Italy, we paid to sweep.
I mean, why are you even pretending like he's not gonna get that broom broken over his head in a minute?
Hey, boss, can you please sit down?
Thank God he threw the broom back. Oh shit! There was me thinking it was a good thing he threw the broom back. I didn't realise he was going to reach for the fucking Springfields. Do you think he did that because he slipped on the way in, so he had to redeem himself from the embarrassment? It seems like a completely pointless move though. Killing people indiscriminately like that who haven't even disrespected you is just at such a fast way to a life jail sentence.
You need to invite us in, Thurman.
This might not end well. Surprising that he's just showed up with a kid instead of a pile of goons though, so maybe this interaction will actually be more peaceful than I'm expecting.
Your proxy shot a couple of my guys, and then you turn around and pay me back with my own money.
Also, if he's 100% sure in all this, this family should actually be very thankful that he's shown up here without weapons just blasting everyone, because that's so disrespectful. Even though he's not 100% correct, it's still like he would think, in his eyes, it's the worst thing ever.
His mama cries herself to sleep at night, but me, I sleep like a baby. You understand?
That isn't a good thing. Oh my God. I like you way less since you've just said that sentence. That is the most horrific thing of all time, mate.
Your business is mine now. You'll sign over the deed this afternoon.
I wonder why he wants to take over the morgue. It doesn't seem like it'll be that profitable a business. But I guess a lot of people die and people need funerals, so...
You tell me what I want to know, or I paint this room with you and wait for your daughter to come home.
I understand why you would be angry as fuck, but I really do not like this situation.
What's the rumpus?
I knew you were trouble the moment I laid eyes on you.
What do you think she's done this time?
Miss Smutney. Inside. Now.
This fucking girl cannot catch a break. Holy shit, I hope she has a nice ending in this series.
In all my years of educating colored children, I never had a U.S. Marshal come to my office and ask to talk to a student.
Why did you interject the word coloured in there? That was such an unnecessary additional word. He can't be that racist if he's offering one of his carrots.
She's the third wheel on a bank robbery crew that killed a bank manager, father of 3, and the coach of a pee-wee football team.
Okay, so he's came here to just sort of press the daughter individually to get more information on her aunt.
If you deem yourself a civilized person, and I know you do, you've got to act in a civilized manner. End of story.
What a strange racist argument, like an appeal to civility. If you want me to perceive you as civilized as me, you have to snitch on your aunt. Strange psychology.
Your ancestors and mine came from the same green savannah. I got an A in anthropology. That's factual.
What a clapback. He'll fucking hate that.
I'll make this simple. Tell me where your aunt is, or I'll get you expelled.
What a blackmailing prick. She hasn't done anything to get expelled.
The Lord said shake the tree, and I'm shaking it. Your life or hers? One of them's getting ruined.
This daughter might be the single most hard done by character in every season so far. Seriously, I don't think I've seen a single episode yet that has been satisfying and she's finished happily. This is her birthday episode and this is the fucking day she's having. Do you know what I mean?
We're leaving 5. Arm up.
What are they doing now?
Fugitives are holed up at the New Paris Hotel. I am inbound, requesting backup.
You can't blame the daughter, but fuck that cop for putting it to her like that, trying to ruin her life over nothing.
So you must be the shooter.
Give me my gun and I'll show you.
They got spirit.
I hope this ends not horribly, otherwise the daughter is responsible for her auntie's death.
We ain't whores.
Don't need whores. Need soldiers. Invisible soldiers. Soldiers the other side can't see coming.
Oh no, this would be interesting.
The Negro in the engine.
313.
Oh, come on, leave before he gets there. I want to see them go to work for Chris Rock.
What do you want us to do?
Also, she could have cleaned the puke off the side of her face. I like how this episode's just reminding us of what we saw previously slightly. Well, it's good they got away first, but also is Timothy Oliphant not going to instantly know that it's just Chris Rock's crew that have taken them? They're both here. This doesn't look good.
Where's the consigliere?
I don't like that Mario's here, especially the scene we saw of him earlier. It seems like he is giving zero fucks this episode. I think he's going to just stand up out of his chair at some point and shoot this guy.
Little powwows with the consigliere. That's over.
I thought the two consiglieres meeting between the two families was an agreed upon thing to keep the peace.
You said you were done talking, but then you kept on talking.
Look at the lighting on this shot. What a great shot that was.
Let's see how smart you are talking to my knife.
What's the point in this? These guys are just all about war now, aren't they? I don't want to see them kill this guy.
Just me and Mama. 15 years old. And she died, my mama.
Rest in peace, your mama.
Welcome to America.
Everybody's got a sad story.
I wouldn't have sat down if I was this guy. I'd have walked back out going, cool, enjoy your box story, mate. I'm going to get back up in firearms. You're being weird.
There ain't a monster on earth tougher than an orphan in a box.
You can't even argue with this guy. He's been pretty unflappable this season. Even when he was surrounded by a ring of fire and getting burnt straight in his face with a shotgun, he was quite stoic.
Machiavelli. He wrote, "He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command."
I like the fact he's actually quoting an Italian war leader to him as well. He seems quite casual, like he's not expecting these guys to turn violent, or he's got something up his sleeve.
You're just boys. Making a mess.
Why do I get the feeling these are his last words?
Thanks for the coffee, Nadine.
Well, he didn't seem intimidated even though it was 2 against 1 there. I respect that he stood his ground. Oh, fuck off. They're not going to do him like this, are they? Yes, they are. Assholes. So unnecessary. Things were already tense before. This is 100% gonna be a blood feud to the death. My only hope is that the actual Don completely did not give the green light on this and then it becomes an in-top mafia war. Oh man. Chris Rock obviously loved that guy. He was such a smart advisor to him as well. This is a lot of wisdom from his left shoulder being lost with that death. And this guy's such a great actor. I've seen him in 2 things now, The Wire and this, but he's been excellent in both. So rest in peace to that guy. Okay, and that was episode 5 of season 4 of Fargo, the birthplace of civilization, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, the birthplace of civilization, what did I think of that? An absolutely excellent episode. I've loved these last 2 episodes, by the way. Again, this felt like a regular Fargo episode, barring the strange choice again to make Super Mario slip. But you know, I'll take someone falling over another scene of someone farting. And he was just in complete reckless mode this episode, from bringing out the 2 Cattleman revolvers in the bar and just shooting these people because they made him a bad coffee. And then later on, them going to the meeting spot that the consiglieres had met at previously, and it had always been peaceful and constructive and about keeping the peace, and they just went there and decided to kill Chris Rock's family's consiglieres. So yeah, that's a lot of wisdom lost from Chris Rock's side, and also that's them 100% initiated full-scale warfare now. There's no way around it, there's no avoiding it, and as I said during my reaction, the only thing I hope happens is that the actual Dawn in some way directly butts heads with Super Mario. And they also alluded to him being able to bring over more guys from Italy, so he's got a big crew himself and he can in some way usurp the current regime within the Mafia and take over the whole family. So there's so many elements in play, I have no idea where they're taking it from here. We saw very little of Nurse Mayflower this episode, but we do know, thanks to that daughter writing a letter, hopefully she's going to get investigated in some way. And also the father said that she may have poisoned the pie, so at least they know what she was doing, so if she brings them another pie or something, they're not going to eat it. We got more backstory from the autistic detective this episode about him being a minesweeper in the war and shit, and just all these additional elements to his character. I feel like he's maybe the most interesting character this season overall for me. And then Mormon Cop shows up at the school and basically bullies the daughter on her birthday into giving up her aunt's location, otherwise she's going to get expelled from the school. It was such a horrible scene because that daughter just cannot catch a break. Every single episode she cannot catch a break. She's getting sent to a room, people are trying to poison her with pies. It's horrible, it's absolutely horrible. So I'm not mad at her for giving up her aunt's location, you know, she's a kid, he was trying to scare her, it's whatever. But yeah, Chris Rock gets there first and then, in a twist of fate, offers them to work for him. Now this might be the great equalizer in their war, because as Chris Rock was pointing out, these 2 women can act as invisible sleeper cells and do little guerrilla tactic acts against the Mafia that makes them hard to trace. So that wild card element is once again in the show. We've had a few wild cards throughout the Fargo shows, and this is just another wild card element that may be the game changer in the grand scheme of who comes out on top in all of this. The other thing I want to say is Chris Rock is very happy to arm smaller crime families with really powerful weaponry, and I feel like this series might come full circle with one of those families rising up and using said weapons to gain power. All I know is historically the crime family with the greater firepower generally wins the war. But yeah, all in all, a brilliant episode, and I cannot wait to see what happens next week. If you've liked this reaction, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.